So for today's project, I'm going to convert some cheap dollar store props into something a lot nicer looking, where it's detailed and weathered and kind of more realistic as a Viking helmet with horns can be. Apparently that was not a thing. But yeah, let's see how that went. So first things first, they are a little bit too small. I think they're like kid size or something, so not so ideal. So what I'm gonna do now is basically take a hot heat gun and heat it up because it's pretty soft plastic, and then I'm gonna try to force it on my head, making it a little bit bigger, and I think that's pretty much all we need. So the difference is pretty marginal, but basically now it goes straight on and not as bad as it was before. A really good material for this work is yoga mats. That's very malleable and easy to kind of twist around, and it's going to be very perfect for this kind of a project. It comes in many different thicknesses. A smaller one is better for fine detail, thicker one better for more rigid structural components. So for me, since the helmets are a little bit small, I'm gonna add a strip around in here. And I think I also want variation between the different helmets, otherwise it's a little bit too boring. So in some I will add some kind of nose elements, and I will also add some kind of accents and maybe some more rivets, and yeah, I'll just go crazy. Let's see. So let's cut this fucker up. I think a better length would be 40. Since I'm also planning to paint these things along with the helmet, the important bit is that the surface will be just like foamy and crappy, so that's not exactly ideal. The two ways of fixing that is either with a heat gun. If you blow it gently, it's gonna melt the top surface a little bit and make it nice and smooth, so painting it will be a lot easier and it will be a lot more durable. Or the other option is, if you have wood glue or basically hobby glue, you can just cover it slightly in that, so that will also make the surface better. So, but since I have this and it's easier, I'll go with that. Well, maybe you're able to see it in this light, maybe not, but it's a lot smoother and kind of melted, while if you go here, you see it's kind of foamy and porous. So we try to get rid of the pores. So the tool that every crafts enthusiast should have, a freaking hot glue gun. And we're just gonna use this to attach it to the head. This guy on its own is actually very, very easy to glue with some rubber cement, or basically kind of this rubber glue, because it somehow reacts with the surfaces. So when you put it together, it really sticks hard. So also very good, but hot glue for now will be good. For detailing, I'm just gonna cut a lot of these small strips that I can then later place on the helmet as well, and try to come up with some kind of designs, patterns that work well. So I'm just gonna cut a lot of these. Press down, and then press the blade and slowly pull it through, and then move and move again. If there's not enough pressure either on this guy or on the blade, it will mess up. See? Nice and clean cut. You can also use scissors like that, but the problem is that during long stretches it can give a little bit uneven edges when you kind of do the next one, but also totally doable if you're not comfortable with knives. For a very standard look, you can just do a little cross. Yeah, let's go with the cross. So once again, start with some hot glue. If you're in a hurry, you do like me and you don't really draw any lines where you want to get it, but if you want to have like a proper project, then you should probably do some measuring and get it right. But for me, I have 10 of them to make in basically today. So there we go. For fuck's sake. Ow. I am completely just improvising and trying to figure out what might look good or not. If it doesn't work, I can always just pull it off and put it somewhere else. If it does, well, great for me. So since I was in a hurry, I didn't bother prepping up kind of the really thin detail in here. So I'm also gonna do the heat gun treatment on it and basically melt the surface that I did on the big pieces. Once again, you can do this also with hobby glue or wood glue, but since I have this, it's better. Can also become a little bit too soft, so you shouldn't really touch it straight away, otherwise it will mess up like that. Ooh, a little bit too much. So a really nifty property with this material is that it scratches and kind of bruises really easily. So for example, if I want to do some battle damage or something, I can just use something sharp, or hell, even some kind of a blunt object will do. So if you kind of do this, it basically looks like it's been worn, and basically that makes it look a lot more kind of realistic and really not something out of a shop, but something that's been clobbered and worn and battle ready. Or yeah, even things like you can just pick up whatever, even like random things you have around the house or in the workshop. This is for leather. And I can just take it, I can do a little dot in here, and see, it already looks like rivets, just like that. Do remember to do this in a well-ventilated area. So normal spray paint. My hands will be so fucking dirty and then of all of this. A very good plan would be to use some gloves, but So what really finishes this whole thing off is a bit of dry brushing, or in my case, what I really like to do is take a piece of cloth, dip it a little bit in some black paint or something, and then just kind of rub it around and make it look like dirty and worn out, and giving it this kind of a bit of a worn look. So that really makes it come to life, and it's basically nice and kind of realistic. So let's go with that. You don't want it to be too full of paint, so just like a little bit. just a tiny bit, and then you just kind of get rid of it so it's not too thick. It's good to add it into those kind of crevices, the places where there would actually be some residue. And if you have some of this damage in here, it's also nice to put like a little bit extra in there to kind of make it a little bit more rough and rugged. So see, like super shiny and pristine and slick and not exactly realistic looking. So with a little bit of that, instantly becomes a bit more kind of roughened up and like out of real life. A really nice way to actually learn this technique properly is watching some of those Adam Savage's videos. He does some really excellent dry brushing, and just that guy loves his trade. So yeah. For something extra fun, I have this little jacket out of fake fur that doesn't fit anybody. I'm just gonna cut strips from here and glue them onto the horns. You can do the same with some fox leather and even fabric, whatever, but basically little detail you can add will always add more. You can also put on like some gems and all kinds of little crafty items or tree branches, who cares? It's just more is more, go with it. It's also good to do this over trash cans, since these guys will fly everywhere. Fur freaking on your clothes, on your table, everywhere. Then you're left with these little strips of fur. And with hot glue, once again, you can just kind of put them around. Hot glue is such a good friend. It fixes everything, just like duct tape or cuffer tape or however the frack you call it. Mine's nicer, like boring, plain, nice and furry and funky. Works pretty well. This has not been a fast job as I thought. So 2 evenings of crafting. So I hope you enjoyed it. It was really simple to make. I think the end result is way nicer than any of those kind of dollar store props, and you can totally go out with this and enjoy it and have fun. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it.